Hello, class. I'm so excited that by the time you are listening to this chapter of our chapter book, it must be Friday today. I'm still in our backyard. I did read all 5 chapters straight through. Lucky me, because it was so exciting. I didn't want to put the book down. But today must be Friday for you. So I am so excited that you guys get to have a weekend. Hope you do something fun this weekend. And for our final assignment for this week for language arts, I'm going to read chapter 5 from Dinosaurs Before Dark by Mary Pope Osborne. Now we're on chapter 5. This is a chapter book with 10 chapters in it. We read chapter 1, Into the Woods. We read, I love that picture. So fun to see the treehouse. Then we read chapter 2, The Monster, where we have a monster. It's a pteranodon, and so far, to answer yesterday's question, he seems pretty nice, right? He's fuzzy, he's nice, he doesn't seem mean or scary. Chapter 3, Where is Here? We discovered we are 65 million years ago all of a sudden, just like that book he was reading, kind of beamed themselves to where that book was, right? And then yesterday's chapter was called Henry. Henry, remember Henry's the name of the neighbor's dog? And they thought, oh, he's nice like the neighbor's dog. So they named the pteranodon Henry. So nice. And here we are, last chapter we read. It is kind of nice when a chapter book has some illustrations, some pictures. It is nice. Not all chapter books do, but it's nice that this one does. And today, if I can turn the page, we are going to read chapter 5 called Gold in the Grass. Now, at the end of the last chapter, they looked up on a hill, and do you remember what they saw? What was it? A huge dinosaur. So curious. So this is chapter 5, Gold in the Grass. Go, go, said Jack. He threw his notebook into his pack. He pushed Annie toward the rope ladder. Bye, Henry, she said. Go, said Jack. He gave Annie a big push. Quit it, she said. But she started up the ladder. Jack scrambled after her. They tumbled into the treehouse. They were panting as they looked out the window at the dinosaur. He was standing on the hilltop, eating flowers off a tree. Oh, man, whispered Jack. We are in a time long ago. The dinosaur looked like a huge rhinoceros, only he had 3 horns instead of 1. 2 long ones above his eyes and one on his nose. He had a big shield-like thing behind his head. Triceratops, said Jack. Does he eat people? Whispered Annie. I'll look it up. Jack grabbed the dinosaur book. He flipped through the pages. I'm going to pause for a second. Do any of you know? Does a triceratops eat meat or just plants? Do you know? Well, let's keep reading. There, he said. He pointed to a picture of a triceratops. He read the caption. The triceratops lived in the late Cretaceous period. This plant-eating dinosaur weighed over 12,000 pounds. Wow, so big. Jack slammed the book shut. Just plants, no meat. Let's go see him, said Annie. Are you nuts? Said Jack. Don't you want to take notes about him? Asked Annie. We're probably the first people in the whole world to ever see a real live triceratops. Jack sighed. She was right. Let's go, he said. She shoved the dinosaur book into his pack. He slung it over his shoulder and started down the ladder. On the way down, Jack stopped. He called up to Annie. Just promise you won't pet him. I promise. Promise you won't kiss him. I promise. Promise you won't talk to him. I promise. Promise you won't. Go, go, she said. Jack went. Annie followed. When they stepped off the ladder, the pteranodon gave them a kind look. Annie blew a kiss at him. Be back soon, Henry, she said cheerfully. Shush, said Jack. and he led the way through the ferns, slowly and carefully. When he reached the bottom of the hill, he kneeled behind a fat bush. Annie knelt beside him and started to speak. "Shush!" Jack put his finger to his lips. Annie made a face. Jack peeked out at the Triceratops. The dinosaur was incredibly big, bigger than a truck. He was eating the flowers off a magnolia tree. Jack slipped his notebook out of his pack. He wrote, "Eats flowers." Annie nudged him. Jack ignored her. He studied the Triceratops again. He wrote, "Eats slowly." Annie nudged him hard. Jack looked at her. Annie pointed to herself. She walked her fingers through the air. She pointed to the dinosaur. She smiled. Was she teasing? She waved at Jack. Jack started to grab her. She laughed and jumped away. She fell into the grass, in full view of the Triceratops. "Get back," whispered Jack. Too late. The big dinosaur had spotted Annie. He gazed down at her from the hilltop. Half of a magnolia flower was sticking out of his mouth. "Oops," said Annie. "Get back," Jack shouted at her. "He looks nice, Jack." "Nice? Watch out for his horns, Annie." "No, he's nice, Jack." "Nice." But the Triceratops just gazed calmly down at Annie. Then he turned and loped away, down the side of the hill. "Bye," said Annie. She turned back to Jack. "See?" Jack grunted, but he wrote in his notebook, "Nice." A letter was... I skipped a page, so sorry. Here's a picture from the next page. "Come on, let's look around some more," said Annie. As Jack started after Annie, he saw something glittering in the tall grass. He reached out and picked it up. A medallion. A gold medallion. Let's show you the picture again, in case you're wondering, what does he mean by it? Do you see that in his hand? Maybe like a coin or a medal? See? Do you see what letter's on it? I'm going to show you that again, sorry. It's the letter M on it. Curious again. A letter was engraved on the medallion. A fancy M. "Oh man, someone came here before us," Jack said softly. End of chapter 5. Next week we'll start reading chapter 6. But that's the end of chapter 5. Well, on this fine Friday, you have one more assignment to do, and that's to go to Edgenuity, and I want you to type in again. You guys have been doing great with this. You've been doing so great. Type in, what was the huge dinosaur? What kind of huge dinosaur was on that hilltop? What kind of dinosaur? Now, that's a big word. And again, you can reverse in I don't know if I actually showed you the words. I didn't, did I? But that's okay. You're going to do your best with spelling. Okay, so think about what was the name of that huge dinosaur that was on the hilltop. And now give it your best shot with the spelling. I'm not worried about the spelling, but I'll know, especially by that first letter, what letter you choose is your first letter. What kind of dinosaur was on the hilltop? And then bonus, those of you who want a challenge, can you tell me more about that dinosaur? Does he eat meat? Does he eat plants? Does he eat both? Do you remember the names of those kinds of animals? If they eat plants or meat, or if they eat both? So tell me anything that you discovered from the book about that kind of dinosaur. Okay, I'm excited to see your typing. And you guys just have a great weekend. Enjoy. Next week we'll do some more learning together. Our assignments might get a little more in depth. It'll be exciting though to start really getting to learn the second grade stuff. So you guys are amazing. You're awesome. Stay safe this weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.